Hello and welcome to the Diecast Raceway. I'm Mark, and today we're doing a bit of a Star Wars special. No, not a Christmas special, but a Star Wars special nonetheless. I have my current collection of the Starship Selects here, and then all of the pickups that I've done, mostly thanks to Secondhand Toy Dealer. But these are all of the pickups I've done recently. I'm going to get these bad boys open. We got a Hot Wheels diecast car down there of the Land Speeder from Star Wars to open up. And we do have one Micro Galaxy over here. It's a very special one that I've been on the lookout for. Again, brought to me by Secondhand Toy Dealer, or through him. I bought it from him. So he's been a huge help in building out my original trilogy. You'll see I have one odd duck here with the E-Wing. We'll talk about that when we get to it. So I'm going to get these cleared out of the way. We're going to get these guys lined up, and as we open, we're just going to line them up right there in the foreground. So let's get going. All right, we are going to start with the Starship Selects, and then we'll save the Land Speeder for the end, along with the secret Micro Galaxy Squadron Scout class vehicle. So we'll save those two for last. We're going to hop right into these Starship Selects, and we're going to start with the Sandcrawler. And I can tell right off the bat, this thing is a beast. Now, I am an out-of-box collector of these things. I like to put them out on display. So I am just going to tear into this thing. Gotta get the utility knife ready. Cut through the tape. Okay. Stand. This thing, I believe, is even heavier feeling than the AT-AT Walker. All right, how much of a struggle are these going to be for me? Okay, this came right out. Sometimes the bubble packaging gives me fits. Wow. This thing is a brick. Literally a brick. It would have been a nice touch if they would have had like a side door that opened, kind of like in the movie, but then they'd have to have stuff on the inside. Wow. You can see that. Hey, that rolls pretty nice. I would hope Mattel would be good at making vehicles that roll. That is what they do. All right, the stand has little notches for the wheels. This thing is a beast. They feel about the same. All right, let's get a look at the direction here. Very good. All right, Sandcrawler is awesome. We're gonna get the whole collection out here. It's gonna get cluttered real fast. All right, let's do the AT-ST Walker, the Chicken Walker, as it's lovingly called sometimes. All right, we got the stand. Now, interesting, the Sandcrawler stand did not come in a box. It was sealed. Perhaps the stand's too big for the standard box and they didn't pay for extra packaging. Ooh, the little guy. We're gonna get this out without messing up the legs. Like they heat shrink the packaging. All right, now let's see. Will it stand without the? Let's stand without the base. Will it turn? Ooh, there's a little movement at top part, but I really don't know if it's supposed to do that. Looks like a little articulation. I'm not going to force it. The gun moves a little bit. Again, I'm not going to force it, but got pretty solid. I love these vehicles. They're great for modeling. And they're also, I mean, they're hefty. They'd be awesome to play with if you were young enough to enjoy that. All right, let's get the stand. And let's see how it does. The feet are a little narrower than mold stand so that it's not going to sit super steady. That is a bit of a disappointment. You might, I'd hate to force that apart too much. It might snap. Feels like metal, but that one's a little shaky. Okay. I can't get over this. It's like a little football. Definitely a self-defense weapon as well. All right, let's move on to the Snow Speeder. Fire Strikes Back. This is a great looking ship. Kind of funny how I think the Snow Speeder gets dunked on a little bit. It was kind of a silly thing. I love that sequence of them taking down the AT walkers, or AT walkers as we like to say. Go ahead and get that stand together so it's ready to rock. There are so many more original trilogy ships that they could be doing. I hope they continue this series. I don't really care for anything post Jedi, unless they want to start doing stuff from the Legends or Extended Universe, the EU. If I can get out of here. Yep, the blasters on this are plastic. Ooh. Okay. That is sharp. Let's see. The rear gun does swivel. A little bit of play on it. Got to fall out. Plastic blasters, but they are straight. Cool. I think this ship arguably is the most Star Trek like in the way it looks. I feel like it was in Battlestar Galactica too, for that matter. I feel like it could have fit in either one of those universes, but overall, very cool ship. Let's get it on a stand here. So, man, these things are definitely good at taking a little abuse. Pretty cool. Not to scale. It would be neat if they were able to do a scale, at least a little bit of a scale. Like, yeah, I would have spent a little more on a bigger Star Destroyer, or even a bigger yet Death Star, especially the unfinished Death Star. That would have been cool. All right, got the Red 5 Luke's X-Wing. I specifically wanted this one. There are a few other variants out there, but none that I really care about. As long as you got Luke's X-Wing, you don't really need any other one. Stand in. Yep. Now, the blasters on this are definitely plastic. There's a little bend. I gotta be very... Ooh. A little bit of play on the wings. If they close. Let's find out together, I guess. It looks like there's a hinge in there. Ah, they do. Close, all right. They're on a shared pivot. So when you open one up, one side comes down on the other side. Yeah. Oh, man. Now, I'll be sure I'll do some close-up pictures here at the end of the video. Timestamps down below. Oh, my God. I had the re-release toy of this when I was little. I would have been, so that came out in the 90s. It was like 5th grade when that came out. I was so stoked to get the X-Wing toy. And it had blaster sounds, and came with Luke Skywalker in the orange jumpsuit, I do believe. Right, there's the thing. Nice. Let's get the chicken wrapper out front. Okay, moving on. The A-Wing fighter. I believe it. Appreciated ship. I think this one is very similar. Oh, they're pretty different. Jedi Interceptor ship, you can kind of see the origins of a TIE fighter in there. A little bit, I think. This A-Wing is sharp. Okay. And okay, plastic blasters again. Got to be careful of that. The fins on the wing, rear fins are plastic. Oh man, a lot more plastic on this one for those extraneous parts. But I don't see any bending. That's good. Woo. Very nice. That is sharp. Oh, they should have done an engine glow on the back. That would have been cool. Most of the ships have an engine glow. I don't know why this one doesn't. Oh, A-Wing. All right, moving on. Now we've got, I'll save that A-Wing for last. We've got Boba Fett's Starship. And this is a classic. Oh, man. All right, let's get her opened. Got the Mandalorian symbol on it, which is pretty cool. Or at least Boba Fett's symbol. Awesome. Super up on Star Wars Disney lore, so I couldn't tell you if Boba Fett's symbol is different than a true Mandalorian symbol, or if the symbol, I guess the symbols are all different based on which house you're from. So we got some pivot action on these forward guns. The fins turn a little, so that's pretty cool. That. And then there's a hole in the back for this. This is a really cool ship design. So, and that's made, it's going to sit at a bit of an angle like that. Awesome. All right, on to the E-Wing. So, E-Wing, I've made an allowance for this. This is not original trilogy. However, its first debut was Thrawn era, early 90s, like 91, 92, in the comic book adaptation of the Thrawn story. So this is post Return of the Jedi. And I guess according to the lore, the E-Wing was designed to replace the X-Wing, but I think it's kind of like the F-22 Raptor in the sense that it is maybe a superior ship, but it's very expensive and it's probably not as practical to use these as it is just to stick with the X-Wings. I think that's kind of the way it goes, but it is a pretty sweet looking ship, pre-Disney Star Wars. They did bring it back in Ahsoka, the Ahsoka TV show, but to me it's still Thrawn era, pre-Star Wars Disney. So I like it. Get it opened. All right. Plastic on the forward guns there, the blasters. Pretty sweet. Sweet shape. Stand out. E-Wing Starfighter. So this is got New Republic on there. I believe that's New Republic, not Rebel Alliance. It's got the stars around it. So that's an interesting change. So all I have are Rebel Alliance, Empire, Boba Fett symbol, and then New Republic symbol here. Pop that in there. Ooh, there's no real. I hear the creaking and cracking of the plastic, but I don't hear a pop from the mounting of the ship onto the stand. Hopefully, that is a pretty cool ship. Okay. Here, we'll put it here. See it. Check the camera. Yeah. Okay. So two more things. Let's save the Micro Galaxy Squadron for last. I was at a toy show helping secondhand toy dealer with his vending table, and he actually had this land speeder available, so I picked that up because this is definitely not on the shelves anymore, and it's 2021. I think it fits well. It's not really to scale, but it's close with some of the ships. You can picture two people. Now, this is interesting because if I recall from the movie, there are 4 seats because the 2 droids rode in the back. So this might not be the best adaptation. There's a variant. This is the variant where there's some damage to the paint job, like it's been used. I do believe there's another version of this where the scuff marks are not present on the paint job. It rolls okay. They're not traditional Hot Wheels wheels. Oh. But that is awesome nonetheless. All right. Let's do the last thing here from this Star Wars special. And I know what this is, again, from Secondhand Toy Dealer. The dealer is just hooking me up. We've got, from Return of the Jedi, the Empire, the Imperial speeder bike. So I got teased with a different speeder bike from Star Wars era. Technically, it's the speeder bike that this one was based on. So like the speeder bike here from Return of the Jedi is a newer model, but so it's similar in style. So I was okay with it. Really wanted something from original trilogy. Let's go ahead. And these are not die cast. These are plastic, kind of in the same vein as Micro Machines, but I like the Scout class one. I don't really care for the bigger ships because they're more like playsets. I prefer it's more of a display worthy kind of, not sitting the best. Okay, there we go. That okay, that looks all right. Okay, now let's get on the stand. Maybe I should have done that first. Slots in like this. Not like this. Okay. Hey now, come on. There we go. Goes on there pretty snug, which is cool. Okay. There we go. Little guy on the end. All right. That does it. This is the Star Wars haul. So while I'm talking here, I'll go through and do a little slideshow. I'll do a slideshow of all the vehicles and ships that I have so far. These things are awesome. The next step for me is to get a nice floating shelf above my computer where I can put these things in a row. So far from this line, the only ones that I am missing that I would like are the TIE Fighter, TIE Interceptor, and the Imperial Shuttle. And from what I've seen, the Imperial Shuttle is the hardest to find and it's the most expensive. And then both the TIE Fighter and the TIE Interceptor run around $25 on eBay. I'm not super jazzed about that, but all of these, except for Boba Fett's ship, I've been able to get in the store, or I've been able to get through somebody helping me look at other stores. So they've been on the pegs. Boba Fett's ship came from eBay for the $20 price point. And I'm probably gonna have to spend about that much to get those last three that I really enjoy. Everything else is from prequel era or Star Wars Disney era, and I'm just not really super jazzed about either of those eras of Star Wars. So I am tempted to get the Jedi Interceptors because there are three color schemes for those. You've got Anakin's, you've got Obi-Wan's, and you have the Mustafar paint job. So there's green, brown, and yellow, and they might as well make a Mace Windu one that's purple. And I know Kit Fisto had a ship. I think it was a little different. I mean, they could kind of keep going with the prequel era. And as far as original trilogy goes, I would love to see Land Speeder done. I think that would be awesome. They could do a Death Star, an unfinished Death Star. They probably could make that one a chase, and people would go nuts. There are different classes of Star Destroyer that could be done. I mean, heck, they could even do like the battle station scene from Empire. You know, the guys in the turret. They could turret to be a little different because you'd have little people, which you wouldn't necessarily have to include. There's Jabba the Hutt ship that should definitely be made. The airship. Oh man, I mean, there's a lot they could do that I think should be done. Oh, the Y wing. There's no Y wing. There should be a Y wing. All right. Well, at this point, hopefully you've been able to see all the ships from this haul, everything from the haul, individually, plus my current collection. So if I get those TIE fighters, I'm gonna do another update. By then, I'll hopefully have a shelf, and I'll be able to show you the display. And this stuff's all very cool. A little off brand for the Diecast Raceway because I really want to focus on the cars and the tracks. But this is like a nice kind of a niche thing that I'm really into. Because these things, once they're gone, they're gone. Once they move on to a different Starship line, they'll package them differently, they'll produce them differently. That seems to be the trend with Mattel. They've done this a few times, and I frankly think these are the best looking ones, and I would like for them to keep them going. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. If you found this video entertaining, be sure to hit subscribe, ring the bell, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Starship Selects or what part of Hot Wheels you like to collect. And of course, with this channel, stay tuned for more Hot Wheels track builds and reviews, Hot Wheels unboxings, all things diecast metal. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later.